Does anything really matter?
What does it matter? I mean, it matters.
Well, it does matter.
What's the matter?
It matters.
Well, it does a lot.
Does it matter to you? Does it matter to you? Does it matter to you?
I mean, what does it matter?
And that matters a lot.
What does it matter?
What's the matter? Does it matter to you?
It matters to me.
Welcome to Tallahassee Matters. I'm Tamara Smith. On today's show, we'll take you to two interesting locations our crew visited. Later, we'll give you a taste of summer with a visit to an extraordinary summer camp. But our first location is a little closer to home. I joined our crew on a hike in Eleanor Clapp Phipps Park, but it wasn't an ordinary hike. This was an organized group with a special mission. Let's take a look. Today we're joining a hands-on nature hike. We'll get to see some of the beautiful grounds here at Eleanor Clapp Phipps Park and learn about invasive plants that are threatening native plants. It sounds like an exciting morning, so stay with us.
Okay, everybody, we're about to start. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Berkley, and I've organized this event. The first thing is, what is an invasive species? If you have a plant that has a competitive advantage, it comes in, it's exotic, it doesn't belong there, and it has a competitive advantage, it's just going to take over. Today we're going to focus on Coord. You can see them about this high. Just imagine them as a thicket everywhere you look. And look at how many berries there aren't on the plants. Those berries, maybe 85 to 100%, will grow another plant, even after it's been herbicided. We're going to be walking down about a half a mile through some woods, and along the way there are going to be some native plants that are marked, and we're going to show you some of those plants that are threatened by the potential of Coord. You're going to also see some other invasive plants along the way. And then the main thing we're going to do, we're going to start moving soon, it's cold. We're going to go down to an area that I call Area Q. That area has been herbicided. So the Coord plants are pretty much gone. But their berries fell, and there are little sprouts and small bits all over the place. So what I hope you guys can do is to pull them all up. They're all in little clusters, because we have a chance. We absolutely have a chance of saving this little small area. People say, you have exotic invasive plants everywhere, it's hopeless. But it's not hopeless in small pieces. You know, every little piece counts.
Well, I haven't done a lot of hiking for a very long time, so I'm getting ready to get some exercise and pull up some invasive plants. Let's help the environment.
You guys ready? We're going to start now into the woods. All right. We're going to be stopping in a little bit to see a lot of climbing fern. It's nice when you can hear your footsteps and nothing else. Okay, we're going to stop up here under the power line. Because of the power line, you can see the tracks of the crew that comes in here. They can drag in invasive plants, and ferns, amongst the oldest of our living plants, are reproductively very efficient. And what's happening in here, I showed you one example of Japanese climbing fern. Here it is. And what John has picked up here, every time we brush by this with the spores on it, it attaches to us, and every place we go after that, it drops and it forms more plants. And then it grows up and takes over like kudzu. And it's really difficult to treat. Okay, so we're going to move on. Take care of the poison ivy on the sides. Just want to make sure everybody's here and we don't get lost from each other. Yeah, this map's upside down. Pretty cool. Okay, we're here. We're on this orange trail. We're heading to F. Then we're going to walk down, and this is a nice wide road where we have plenty of time to talk. And then we're going to end up at Q. This is area Q. We're going to work right in here. Okay, so that's where we're going to go. Okay, we're almost at Q, and we're not going to have that much time. We have about half an hour. We are at Q, near Q. We're going to walk in just this little entrance and make a left turn. Before we go in, just let me explain. There are hardly any big coral ardesia plants. There are a few back down in the edges, so you won't see any of those red berries. But all along the ground, you're going to see clusters, and this is where you're going to work. I'm hoping we'll put in, with this group of people, a half an hour of work. We're going to get a lot done with those buckets. So we'll just spread out along here.
They have the little cuts in the leaves, the serrated edges.
Yeah, there's serrated edges on them.
Look at all these ferns around here. Look, oh my God, look at you guys. Let me ask you, you see anything we need to do right here?
Get those berries before they...
Yeah, yes, go do it. Yeah.
The story of coral ardesia is that some of the earlier settlers in this area of Tallahassee loved it so much because it was colorful and it grew in the shade and it was a lovely ornamental plant to have around their yard that they took it upon themselves to actually spread the seed themselves all throughout the area. So some of what we're seeing now is the legacy of some early landowners who just really thought they were doing Tallahassee a favor by introducing this plant.
Right here, if we look down in here, we can see some plants that are all different sizes.
These smaller green plants that are right there below the leaves that are falling on the ground.
Yeah, you can hardly tell they're coral ardesia, but what we really need to do is to get these out. And that's why I have everybody
and pull them up from the root.
Pulling out like this. So it's pretty tedious work, but just think about this. Every time you pull, what do I got, about 5 or 6 plants in here or more? Every time I pull one of these out, it's maybe 100 or so or more berries.
So this accounts for 100 or more berries?
Yeah, at least.
Wow.
Since we have so many people here, we're going to be able to kind of clear out a good portion of this little area. But I'm going to have groups coming back again and again and again until we get rid of all of this.
You're going to tell your friends that you came to this event. What do you think you would tell them that you've learned today?
That we really can make a difference. It doesn't seem like much when you're out here and, you know, you're just using your own 2 hands, but it really does help the environment and it really benefits to the ecosystem.
What brought you to the event today?
I belong to the Native Plant Society and got an email saying come out and have fun in the woods and be useful.
And be useful, that's awesome. That's always great for the community. And what do you think about the event so far?
It's fun and it's such a gorgeous day, and I never knew that there were so many of these little guys. I've just been pulling patches of them. It's amazing.
How did you hear about this event today?
I work with AmeriCorps, and Karen knows that we do a lot of invasive work, so whenever she has one of these, she will invite me and my 2 partners out because she knows that we know what we're doing. We can educate the public, and that we'll do a really good job.
So your friends must know and understand that you're environmentally conscious.
Yes, yes, yes. I will get pictures of bugs and trees and plants. It's like, what is this? I know you know what it is. So, yeah, I'm that friend.
Well, hello there.
Oh, thank you so much.
But this is my favorite part because right now, if you look around, it's quiet. They're kind of small, muted conversations, but everyone's learned what to look for, and they're all really working hard to pull out all these nasty plants. And so when I say it's time to quit, you just watch what happens. People don't want to stop because you see all the stuff and you want to keep going, and it feels so good to be in the woods and feel like you're doing some good. You know, so it's pretty cool. Okay, I don't have a bullhorn. We're going to start now getting everything into the bags and getting ready to leave. This is great that you guys are doing this because getting this into these construction level plastic bags is important, and you want to watch what they're doing. They're being really careful to make sure all the berries are in there. We got to start heading back. Okay, you have to quit. Time, if you want lunch, you've got to quit. We're ready to start going back, and we're going to move along and then stop. Hopefully the lunches will be here on time.
I love this. I think my husband would love this.
This is a different removal kind of procedure for something like this.
What we're going to do is we're going to use the root rake, and I'm not promising anything on it, but let's see what we can do with it. There we go. We got it.
Yes.
A camphor is mildly allelopathic, so like our native black walnut, its roots will exude chemicals that prevent other plants from germinating in the root zone. Yeah. So in addition to shading out and overcrowding like the other invasives, this one has an additional invasion strategy of poisoning the competition.
I think we've got a good lesson for now, and we're ready to move on, I think. Okay, you guys, we're going to move on, all right?
Yeah, kind of scoosh together there. You all did a great job. I'm really proud of you. All right, maybe kind of get a little more in the sun. There you go. Perfect.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Awesome, thank you.
We're calling these sessions Seek and Destroy. Somebody was talking to me on the way up about how much fun it is to have permission to destroy something. You know, so you got an unusual one, an unusual session, because usually we're sitting deep in the middle of hip-high coral ardesia, of yanking it all out and seeing red berries flying around everywhere. This time you got a chance to really see what the important other side of it is, which is to keep after it and get the reproductive part of the plants out. And so that's the end of my formal statement. Feel free to ask questions, hang around, finish lunch, and all of that. Okay.
How important is it for us as everyday citizens to get involved? Like, what's the state of our invasive species problem right now?
In Florida, it's a major problem, especially within the natural areas. And as land managers, we can only do so much management and elimination of invasive species. So what we're trying to do is get the public involved. And it's quite difficult for us managers because there's only a couple of managers within the park here.
I'm sure.
And with the general public, if they can go out and see an invasive species and pull it up and maybe take the berries with them, that would really help us out tremendously.
So what did you think of today's hike?
Oh, I thought it was great. Eleanor Clapp Phipps Park is a wonderful spot. It's right in town, and I think conservation lands like this play a really critical role in bringing population centers like Tallahassee into nature.
What do you think of Karen and her effort as a layperson to educate us about invasive species?
Well, first of all, Karen's amazing. She's got a huge capacity to organize people, and she's a great example of somebody who's very passionate about protecting nature.
I want to try a little something with this larger group because I think it's a really cool thing to do. I love to do this in a place like this, in a beautiful woods. Everyone is quiet, and instead of yoga where you're paying attention to what's inside of you, this time you're going to use every single sense you have and sense what's around you, and then watch how you feel afterwards. It's pretty cool. So, are you ready? Tell us when. What you guys think? You're still quiet. Isn't that cool? It's more than just invasive plants, Tamara. It's the feeling of the outdoors. When you're out here and actually working to help prevent it from losing its beauty. The educational feeling is good. You know, going to educate and learn something. But there's also the appreciation of the outside. It's cool to be able to do this. It's a privilege. I just love doing it.
It may be pretty, but most folks don't want a whole yard of coral ardesia. For more information about coral ardesia or other invasive plants, contact one of the organizations listed on screen.
Does it matter to you?
It matters to me.
Have a kit so you're ready for any emergency. Develop a plan for what you and your family will do before disaster strikes, and stay informed during severe weather any way you can.
Does it matter to you?
It matters to me.
Welcome back to Tallahassee Matters. I'm Tamara Smith. Our next story is about summer camp. Now, some kids don't want to go to summer camp, and some are indifferent. But the young people in our next story really enjoy their camp. It's called Camp Amigo, and it's a week-long camp for burn victims. Our crew visited them over the summer. Let's see what they found out.
We have been running Camp Amigo this is our 14th season of it. We started off with just a 4-day camp, and we progressed as we got better at it and kept doing more stuff and just moved from there. We have a lot of kids that come back every year. They're probably at a school where they're the only burn kid. This camp allows them to be around burn kids that have gone through the same things that they have, so they understand some of the troubles they have to deal with every day.
This is an incredible place for children to come into themselves and be comfortable with their burns and comfortable with who they are. India, where I grew up, I mean, we don't have anything like Camp Amigo there. There are any type of resources for burn survivors there. I'm an occupational therapist at Shands Hospital in Gainesville, and how I got into it is I'm also an adult burn survivor. I got burned when I was 11 years old, I see a lot of children with burns. Then they come in and I teach them scar massage, and I teach them, I measure them for their compression garments, and educate them a lot about the burn process once the wounds are healed.
I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's like a little tiny fish and it got hooked in the stomach.
The goals for camp are always to give the kids a supportive, loving environment with boundaries that they can learn to get along with each other and learn how other kids deal with burn injuries and the stares and the comments from people.
I feel like Camp Amigo is a great place to go just to be with people that are the same as you, and you get to hang out and meet friends and swim.
She wants to be my flower girl, Tess.
Here at Camp Amigo, I've been a counselor for 4 years. As a firefighter, I've seen the burn victims coming out of a fire, and then once you put them on the rescue, you never see them again. Here you see the burn survivors, how they grow up, how they handle it, the young adults they grow into. I really enjoy it here. I've been to different camps. I've been to church camps. I've been to school camps and everything, and this ranks right up the top with every one of them.
I've been coming to camp for 12 years, a year after I was burned. I was burned as an adult, so someone had asked me to come and be a counselor as a burn survivor, as an adult burn survivor, and kind of try to be a role model to these kids to see, look, you know, your life goes on, and you know, I'm married now, I have 2 children, and this camp has seen me grow through that. Self-image, especially when you're in that teenage years, that's a big deal. And so it's learning how to accept, look, this is me, this is who I am. Everyone has scars, mine just happen to be on the outside for everyone to see. And I have to find a way to be myself in spite of that.
I come to Camp Amigo for 7 years. Since I got the burns, people have been looking at me, but I like tell them my story and they accept me. I feel good about Camp Amigo because we get to do a lot of fun things and we all get to hang out together.
Catch up to me, you can see perfectly. There's a ladder over here, or you can yourself up on this side.
All right, close your eyes.
Don't breathe yet. We're on a boat!
Might be a shark or a stingray.
Going fishing.
We're fishing. About to catch a shark.
Pretty in Sundown City.
We're not fishing.
Reel! I'm ready to go! Hold it up. Don't squeeze it tightly. Get it.
Someone selfie this for me. My shark.
Anybody ever felt a shark before? Skin's like sandpaper. It's smooth this way. If you run it that way, it's like sandpaper.
I caught this.
For me, what I'm getting out of this is vacation, and finally get to be with some of my family. I kind of consider this my second family. This is my second year. To me, when I'm here, it's kind of like I feel more comfortable, because the first time I went to a burn camp, I felt like, wow, okay, I'm not the only one. There's more of me. So I guess it's all about being comfortable and kind of learning from all the other campers as well. So anyway, that's what I get out of it. It's pretty fun. Like, I honestly would not miss a year with this. It's so fun.
I can tell you that we've made a tremendous difference in the lives of these children. I have 8 burn survivors. Most of them were campers at this camp, and now they've come back as counselors. We are blessed to be able to do this event, and I have firefighters from all over the state Jacksonville is one. Gainesville and Alachua County is another. I have Orlando, Orange County firefighters, Brevard County, Marion County firefighters. I have Panama City firefighters. We are the official burn camp of Shands in Gainesville, Florida. We go down to Shands, which we're associated with at Christmas, and we bought games and Xboxes and books and puzzles and cards and stuff like that for something for the kids to play with, and we'll reach out to see what needs they have.
Listen, we're not going to climb all in the helicopter, okay? You guys can climb up on the skid and you guys can look inside, but we're not going to climb all in. There's lots of buttons that you guys can't touch, all right?
This is our helicopter, it's the EC-135. It's just the brand of the helicopter, but we fly just one pilot, and we fly 2 crew members that take care of people, sick people, people hurting, in car accidents and stuff like that. It flies about 120 miles an hour. That's the ground speed, and we fly typically around 1,500 feet in the air. It's pretty fast, there's no stop signs, street lights, we don't have to stop. And we can land on the highway, we can land in a place like this, we pretty much land anywhere that's got the room. We land, pick the person up, and off we go.
I have a good crew. We could do anything with the crew I have and make it successful.
Let's do it.
I've continued year in and year out to come back to camp. I do fundraising activities throughout the year, along with a group of other volunteers. Since Camp Amigo is not funded by any particular entity, we raise all of our own money. I remember writing Rusty a letter my first year. It was a thank you letter to the fact that I was exposed to something bigger than me. We're referred to in our profession as heroes, and I look at those children as braver than I would be and heroic because they have to go through a lot emotionally and physically.
I'm really excited that you guys are down here at Camp Amigo so you can share this story with everybody in Tallahassee, and they can see the kind of people that we have working at our fire department for them.
These kids had something pretty devastating happen to them, and by starting this camp, at least 1 week a year they get to be just kids. And Rusty, I know he was recognized as being a firefighter of the year for the state of Florida for good reason, because to be able to put this camp together and keep it going all these years, yeah, he deserves tremendous recognition and thanks, because you can hear it, these kids are having fun.
Coming here, I think, and being treated as a normal kid, over the years they just start to say, you know what, I can wear a bathing suit and I am beautiful and I can be cool and funny and all the things that I was before, just now I have some more scars.
You know, if you think about it this way, we created a camp that we're actually outsiders to, and we get to participate in that, and they welcome us into their circle. That's a pretty neat thing.
I think that what they're doing here is incredible work. They make it as much fun as they can for the kids. And I mean, every day it's just been better and better and better than the day before.
I do something for this camp every day. These kids are like my children now. I talk to them, whether it be a message on text or something like that throughout the year. We're a big family, and that's the environment that we've started here, and it continues to this day, and I cherish these children.
That's all for this episode of Tallahassee Matters. For WCOT, I'm Tamara Smith. Thanks for watching.